How is it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store has kicked off their Autumn Adventure sale, and we are here to take a look at some of the historic low price points on games. That means these games have never been cheaper. They are hitting new low price points, and there's a lot of good ones. Bear in mind that while these are the lowest price points these games have gone to, you know, they could get cheaper, they could get added to PlayStation Plus. Just always keep that in mind. But with that being said, got quite a few games to go over in this video, so let's get right into it, and let's get started with one of the best deals in this entire sale, maybe the best deal in this entire sale, and that is Control Ultimate Edition, 90% off for $3.99. I do think Control is the best game Remedy has put out, which, again, some people think is absolutely ridiculous, but I think the game is great from a gameplay standpoint. Narratively, you know, Remedy games are always going to be a little bit trippy, but I quite like Control across the board. You get the DLC here as well with the Ultimate Edition. Runs great on PS5, and for $3.99, this is just an absolutely awesome pickup. It is available on PlayStation Plus Extra, but at some point it'll get pulled from Plus Extra. Who knows if it'll hit this price point again? It probably will once a game gets to a new low price point. You know, sometimes you'll have games at their price points appreciate. Like recently, I feel like that's happened with Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that is. But yeah, for the most part, they tend to hit their historic lows multiple times, but we'll see on that. $3.99 though for Control is awesome. Next up, we have Remnant from the Ashes, $7.99 on this. Not really my cup of tea. This is the first Remnant game. A lot of people really did enjoy it though. And Remnant 2 is a game that I did have a decent time with, but I gotta spend more time with it, and I know the fandom for Remnant is relatively large. It's not like enormous like a lot of the other Souls-like titles is, but Remnant 3 is probably gonna be happening, and it seems like they definitely found a fan base for the Remnant games, and $7.99 for that seems pretty good. Next up, a franchise I am a gigantic fan of, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, is $29.99. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is legitimately, to me, one of the best first-party games PlayStation has ever put out, and I know to some people that'll be a little bit of hyperbole, or they just think that's a crazy take, because while I love Horizon, there's also, I would say, a large portion of people, and maybe it's like the cool internet thing to do, to absolutely hate on Horizon as a franchise. Like, I've seen a lot of people just crap all over Horizon, call it like a bloated open world game, you know, and I don't really view it like that. I think the gameplay is great. I think the overall narrative in Horizon Zero Dawn is really strong. I think they kind of go off the rails in Forbidden West, but I think the narrative in Zero Dawn is really, really good. A lot of mystery, and how it comes together by the end, I thought was just really, really well executed. And this remaster, while, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn really didn't need a remaster, it does improve the visuals of HZD quite a lot. And I had a great time with it, man. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's a great game. I do think Forbidden West improves on the gameplay side of things, but yeah, I thought Zero Dawn was a far superior game from a narrative standpoint. The only criticism I really have for Horizon is I really feel like Aloy as a character hasn't really shown that much progress, and I feel like, you know, her characterization isn't the best, but nonetheless, that's just my opinion. I'm not crazy about Aloy as a character, but nevertheless, $29.99 for Horizon Zero Dawn, definitely a great pickup there. Next up, we have Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition, 67% off for $19.79. So this includes the base Tales of Arise game and the Beyond the Dawn expansion. Now, Tales of Arise is a really good JRPG. I think the story's quite good. I think the characters are likable, albeit not the best characters in a Tales of game. And, you know, generally speaking, the base game is quite good. Beyond the Dawn is a lot of fluff. It's pretty much, if you want more of the characters and the character interactions, you'll have a decent time with it. The story isn't anything blow away, but you know, if you want all the content, it is nice to have. It's just, I would not be spending full price on Beyond the Dawn, but you're not spending full price on Beyond the Dawn here. You're spending $19.79 and you're getting the base game and the expansion. And the expansion, when it initially came out, I want to say was $30. So right now you're paying even less than what the expansion initially came out for, and you're getting the base game on top of that. I think that's a pretty good deal. I would say this is a pretty good pickup at $19.79, definitely. Give that a look. Next up, we have Amnesia: The Bunker, 75% off for $6.24. A horror game that a lot of people seem to enjoy. Did seem to have a little bit of a mixed reception on top of that, where the people that really liked it seemed to really, really like it. And then I felt like some people were a little bit more critical about it. But yeah, first-person horror game from the makers of the original Amnesia, and of course Soma, which I thought Soma was a tremendous game. Left all alone in a desolate World War I bunker with only one bullet remaining in the barrel, it's up to you to face the oppressing terrors in the dark, keep the lights on at all costs, persevere, and make your way out alive. A truly intense horror experience. Rising tension, immerse yourself in the multiple ways of tackling survival in the shoes of the French soldier Henry Clement. You are armed with a revolver gun, a noisy dynamo flashlight, and other scarce supplies to scavenge and craft along the way. With randomizations and unpredictable behavior, no playthrough is the same. Hunted by an ever-present threat, reacting to your every move and sound, you must adapt your playstyle to face hell. Every decision will change your outcome of how the game responds, and actions do bear consequences. 624 on that. Next up, we have Long Gone Days, 50% off for $12.49. I feel like I'm one of the only people on the internet that do talk up this game, but I loved Long Gone Days. It's very, very basic from a gameplay standpoint, from its turn-based combat and whatnot, but I think narratively it's great. I love the art style, and yes, I'm a sucker for the throwback visual style, but I thought aesthetically it was great, and the setting is fantastic. Not super lengthy. You can complete this, if memory serves me correctly, it was around like the 15-ish hour range, but I had a great time with it, and the story is really, really good, and the writing I thought was well done, and the soundtrack, low-key banger of a soundtrack here as well. Very relaxing soundtrack. On top of that, the game itself, the story is pretty grim and dark at times, but I really did have a great time with it. $12.49 I think is a pretty good buy, and I think it's a sleeper of a game that a lot of people should give a shout to. It would be nice if it was around like the $4.99 range. I mean, what a hot take there, like I usually say whenever I have that take. It'd be nice if we had to spend less money, or we could spend less money, you know. Whoa there. Wow, dude, what a great take that is. But $12.49 is pricey for some of these games, and you know, I still think it's a great title, so definitely, if you can spend the $12 and change, I certainly would recommend it. We got a couple Watch Dogs games. Watch Dogs Legion is $5.99, and then Watch Dogs 2, the Deluxe Edition, is $5.99 as well. One of those IPs that never really got as big as I think Ubisoft had hoped it to be. I remember when Watch Dogs 1 was coming out, and if you guys were around back then, like with its reveal, and I want to say it was E3 of 2012, that game was shaping up to be absolutely massive, and it never really got to the heights of Assassin's Creed, which I think that was Ubisoft's MO in what they wanted out of Watch Dogs, to have another Assassin's Creed level IP. And like I said, it never really got to that level, but Watch Dogs 2 is a decent time. Legion is pretty mid, but nonetheless, $5.99 a pop on those games, not a bad pickup there. Spirit of the North at 90% off for $1.99. This is a super serene, tranquil game, not action heavy or anything like that, more so relying on the adventure aspects and things of that nature, but a worthwhile pickup at just $1.99. I would say that's a solid shout there, so check that out. Baldur's Gate 3 is 25% off for $52.49. This is a game that has been holding up in price, and I think it will be holding up in price for quite a while. Given the fact that, you know, it's one of those games that was revered in a level that very few games attain, and it's one of those games that just have an insane amount of content, and Lorien has done an incredible job of keeping this game updated, and I believe they dropped the final patch on the game. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I know a lot of people thought it was Game of the Year of 2023. I just didn't get into it like that, but, you know, that's a personal opinion. The general consensus is the game is incredible, so you should give it a shot. Next up, we have the Thaumaturge. It is $15.74 if you're a Plus subscriber, $17.49 for non-Plus subscribers. Really cool setting in this game, and some pretty cool turn-based mechanics as far as the gameplay goes. If you want something that thematically is incredibly interesting, I think you'll have a great time with that. It's centered around a Victor, a Thaumaturge, a master of mystical arts who can peer into the hearts and minds of others, uncovering their deepest emotions, desires, and secrets. And this power also feeds into the flaw of pride, which can present him with various opportunities or lead to negative consequences. You've got that unique turn-based combat and an early 20th century Warsaw setting that's very unique in a game like this. So you can check that out. $17.49 for the base price, $15.74 if you're a Plus subscriber. Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP continuing to get cheaper and cheaper. $24.74 on this. I still think this is a little bit too pricey given the length of this game. This is a super, super short game. But yeah, if you do want to check it out, it's at a new low price point. You got Soundfall, $1.49 for Plus subscribers, $2.99 for non-Plus subscribers, a fast-paced, music-based dungeon crawler that combines looter shooter action with rhythm-based gameplay to create a world of music unlike any other. $1.49 on that if you're a Plus subscriber, which that's the real highlight price. And lastly, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, the special edition, is $19.99. That includes the base game, and you get a ton of bonus content as well. You get the Super Pass of the Super Packs 1 through 4 and the Hero of Justice pack set, pack 1 and 2. So you'll get the Dragon Ball superhero content as well. Not crazy about Xenoverse, you know, when it comes to Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero, Fighters, Dragon Ball Kakarot for sure. Xenoverse is one of those series that I didn't really get into it. I did finish it, but yeah, there's a lot of replayability into it, and you can have a pretty good time with it. For $19.99, I think it's a decent shout. But that'll do it for me. Again, a lot of historic low price points. Links to all of these in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.